Hi guys, my name's Paul, this is Plan Zed, and welcome to this little session. Hopefully it finds you very well. It's New Year's Day, or New Year's Eve Day. I'm just going to wish you a little Happy New Year. Hopefully you, if you're watching this on New Year's or around New Year's, you've celebrated well and you're starting your new year off with a bang. Now, over the next few videos, we're going to be looking at plexis, we're going to be diving into glitch-style delays, but in this video, we're going to be focused very much on rotary, and I want to show you how I go about using it, talk to you about the controls of it, how it works. Now, if you don't know what the rotary is, it's basically an algorithm that's modeling an old Leslie Hammond speaker. Fender borrowed the design from Leslie and they put out guitar versions of the same cabinet. We have a preamp in here, we've got mic controls, and we've got speed controls. So let's start out with turning on a rotary block, which is after a twin. Now Henrik has asked for this video, or has asked some questions. I said, look, let's do a little video. He's using a Fender Tele with single coils and a twin, so I'm going to be doing exactly that in this video. I've got my twin amp set up here. The amp itself is a low gain. I've got 50, 100, 50, 50 bright switch off. The gain when I'm in my low gain is at 35. Bit of sag at 5, no resonance, level at 80 there on both pickup positions of the Tele. Now if I turn on my rotary block, you should hear there's some slight modulation going on. Now we've got control over the speed here, and the number associated with the slow rate and the fast rate determines how slow or how fast you'll be once you've hit the button. So I'm going to hit the button, we're going to go to the faster rate. Okay, so that's kind of where we're at the moment. We've got no drive on, and I've got everything at 50 for the microphones at the moment. And here we've got control over the rise time. Now, the rise time for the slow and for the fast. So that's referring to how quickly this change here happens. So you may have noticed when I had it set as I am there, when I pressed the button, it took a little moment for the transition to happen. I'm just going to strum a chord and press my button again. I'm just going to go to the front screen with the rise time on 0, and you'll hear that we'll go straight from fast to slow. And the change happened immediately as I pressed the button. If we come to the rise time here and put them both on 100, so the rise time is now the slowest, not the fastest. 0 is the fastest. Let's go back to here so you can see the change. So we start off fast. I'm going to press my button. Ourselves a bit of compression down here, courtesy of the orange comp. Let's push the button again so that we go faster. Okay, so in the room that's sounding really nice. Now let's have a little explore at what happens when we start playing around with some of these effects. So what you should know is I'm using the divider within the block, which means I've got all of the dry signal coming through, and then I've brought up the effect to level. So let me just take away the effect, brought that down to 0. If I turn the block off, put it back on, bring up our level, quite like 50. You don't want it really If you're looking for authentic sounding rotary, you want to try and keep it lower than your dry signal. But obviously, if you're trying to create some kind of an effect, then you might want to take the dry signal completely away. We'll experiment with that in other videos. Okay, so coming through to here, we've now got control. Let's just pull our rise time back a touch, so it doesn't take quite so long to extend. I quite like it that it delays the transition. I like that it makes a meal of that and it throws the syncopation a little bit in a mix, and it's nice. I quite like how that happens. Now with the microphones here, we've got control over the distance of the microphones. So the closer, so 0, the more exaggerated our effect will be, and the further away, so 100, the mellower and warmer the effect will be. Let's bring it into the middle, so we can hear what's happening on the next, on the effects knob. So here we're now going to look at the rotary horn balance. So when we bring it so that we're it's a subtle effect when we're on 0. Let's go 100% the other balance. That's nice, I like that. The effect is slightly more pronounced. Let's bring them back to the middle again. Nice. Now what we can do is say that in the next page we've got the dry level. I'm going to leave the dry level where it is at the moment, and I'm going to introduce the preamp gain. So let's now just by putting it on 1, the colour is changed already, and if we want to really have a listen to that, let's just bring the level up. Ourselves a bit more drive. Let's bring the drive up. So we're now getting some nice harmonic distortions come through, and we can crank that. Bring the dry level back. We've got our effect level cranked. Now remembering, all we've done there is add gain, drive to the preamp. Let's pull this back. I'm going to pull that all the way back to 0 now. Pull my level down. Okay. Now remembering, once the drive is in, we can pull these mics around, and it will make it softer or more aggressive as we do that. I want to try and keep this video short though. So what we're going to do is we're going to have a little look at what happens when we place the rotary block after reverb. Now in this patch I've got 2 reverbs set up. I've got a spring. Let's just take the rotary off for a moment. And I've also got a hall. Nice. Let's put a rotary effect on that. Now when I'm doing this, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to put that rotary there. And how I'm set up is similar levels, but when I come down to the slow rate is at 30, so slower than in the other block, and the fast rate is at 70, so faster than in the other block. So let's turn the block on. I brought the level down a little bit. I've got the drive up at 50. The mic distance is on the mellower setting. Let's turn you on. Just going to bring this mic in. Let's increase the speed. So we're now starting to color our reverb. What I'm going to do now is I'm just going to take that block off there. I'm going to come out of my patch. I think I've made some changes, so I'm going to make a change and just save that there and come to the patch that's next door. Now in this patch, I've done the same thing with the rotary over after the amp. It's a slightly different patch, not made from the same template, so the amps are dialed in. This twin is dialed in the same way though. Now here I've got the rotary and a divide. What I wanted to show you is we've got the divide within the block. So when I turn on the rotary effect, I've got it dialed in slightly differently. Now if I come along to the end of the block and turn down the dry signal, but open up my divide here into stereo, so both the channels are open. I'm just going to turn that off for a moment. And this here is set to stereo with both coming through equally, okay? So my dry signal is passing through the B channel and the wet rotary is in just the A channel. Now once we've got it set up like this, we can split how we hear things. So let's, for example, put the dry signal on the right, leaving the rotary on the left. Let's add a chorus to the signal on the right. Let's bring that back up the middle. Okay, and there I've just used the stereo one just to kind of show you how we can do another parallel. We can use the divide within the blocks, or we can use the divide and run parallel effects there. Get a really nice effect. You can put whatever you want in here. I've just used the chorus. Okay, so I'm going to leave that like that for a moment. Let's turn off the rotary. And come down to the end of the patch here where we've got another rotary block. I'm going to put it on. But I've also got down here a delay block, and I wanted to show you this. So let's put on a compressor, same as in the other patch down there. Now what I've done is I've used the reverse delay. I've got the time at 2000 milliseconds. The feedback's low, but I can crank it. So let's just crank that feedback and turn the block off. Now I've got the high cut, so it is quite intrusive here. So we could just pull this back a bit, just to take the edge off. I've got the level up quite high at 120 there because it's on a reverb. None of the modulation in here. The dry signal is coming through, okay, because it's just the reverb in this channel. There's none of the dry signal in there, so I could play over this now. Let's just put our rotary on down here. I'm going to need to bring in the dry signal that I took out, so let's bring that dry signal in. Maybe look at the level here. Let's pull this level back a bit. Pull back the feedback there so it fades off behind me. Nice, I like how that sounded. So what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to test out my first patch. I think what we'll do is let's just take that rotary off there. Take the delay off. Save my patch. So I just need to. So now I'm back in this first patch. I just want to take a quick couple of loops and test out what's going on. And before I do, I just wanted to show you the difference now with the Deluxe and the Twin. So I'm going to put on the rotary effect, give myself a bit of a compressor. Let's change the amp to the Twin. Back to the Twin. So I went to the Deluxe there, and now we're in the Twin. Let's combine them. Nice, that's sounding nice in the room. So what I want to do, I'm going to start the loopers up, and I'm going to use this divider now to split my signal around. I'm going to try taking a couple of loops doing slightly different things. So I'm going to go, I think, start out with starting the loop. So we're going to have beat and bass line come in. We're going to go to the signal on the right. I'm going to be using the slow rotary. I'm going to go to the other side and have the rotary changed from slow to fast. I'm going to stay in both pickup positions. Nice, so it's just in the one patch there. I can get as a live looper, I can get a really nice stereo sound going. Let's come out of there. I'm just gonna put some gain on, blend the amps. Put on the rotary. Want to hear the loops I took on their own. If you're in headphones, we've got the fast one on the left and the slow one on the right. Very nice, I like that. Okay, so hopefully you enjoyed that. Hopefully you're having a great new year. Hopefully you found that insightful, and it's actually really simple to dial in this effect. start out with everything at 50 and see how you get on from there. It sounded lovely as I started the session, and I had it all at 50. Hope you enjoy. Take care. Bye-bye.